Every baseball player dreams about being a big league baseball player, and now here I am in the Baseball Hall of Fame. For me, that dream has finally come true. That dream has already come true as Fergie and Rod Carew came before me. And I'm glad to be with these two great guys and a part of their special day. Now, I would like to try to tell you where I came from and the stops I made along the way. I first started playing ball in the cow pasture with my dad, who would play with Jim and me every chance he got. I remember our neighbors saying, all those prairie boys want to do is play baseball, and their dad is even worse. I never will forget those high school and semi-pro days out in farm life in Williamston, North Carolina, where I came from. There are many people here, though, that helped me to get here. Larry Jansen, who I had for 10 years, Warren Spahn, who I had for a teammate and then pitching coach, Chuck Estrada, Dave Duncan, Sid Hudson, they all helped along the way. And I don't want to forget some of the radio and TV people like Lon Simmons, Harry Carey, Skip Carey, and my friend Dave Niehaus. My years in San Francisco gave me a chance to play with some of the baseball greatest. I look over at first base, and there was the great Willie McCovey. I had to follow in the pitching rotation by the great Juan Marichal. And then the guy that I learned more how to play the game of baseball, how to pitch hitters, the greatest player that I saw, Willie Mays. And of course, you know, it wouldn't be fitting if I didn't say a few words about those umpires. I really knew them by their first names. We seemed to have a lot of visits out there on the mound. My catcher was the one that called all those pitches. Starting with Tom Howler, Dick Dietz, Ray Fawcett, Dave Duncan, and the best throwing catcher I saw, Jim Sundberg. I also remember a guy named John Ellis. The guy would get a base hit, get on first, and he would say, don't worry about the guy on first. One pitch later, he would say, don't worry about the guy on second. One pitch later, he said, don't worry about the guy on third. Next pitch, he says, I'll tag him if he comes home. And yet, also, the guy that caught number 300, Bud Bullen. Bud is here today. I had a chance to play with just some really great guys, some of the greatest baseball players to ever pick up a baseball. I'd just like to mention a few that I haven't mentioned previously. The great Ozzie Smith, Dale Murphy, Bobby Bonds, Dave Winfield, Reggie Jackson, George Brett, Phil Nickrow. These guys and many more helped me to be here today. But the most special people in the world who helped me over these years are my family and very close friends. My greatest friend, Booker Scales, became ill and could not be here today. But buddies like Joe and Coach Childers, Jim Chudson, they are here today. I want to thank them. A few of the people that played a great part also that are not with us any longer. Dick Jones, A.J. Marie Manning, and my dad. Boy, he would love this day, that's for sure. And one who was just very special, Blanche, the dear and special lady who supported me 100% over the years, who was the mother of my children. My mom, Ruby Perry, is here also today, and Mom, thanks for coming. My sister, Carolyn, her husband, Richard, my brother, Jim, who had us a few pretty good years yourself, Jim, but you should have won a few more, would have beat those Nickrows. Also, Mary and Jamie Congiano are part of my family now, and my wife, Carol. Thank y'all for being here today. To my kids, who I want to say a special thanks. They remember the good days and the bad days they had to put up with me. Amy, my first daughter, and her husband, Francisco. Beth and her husband, Keith, and Keith Jr. come in November. And then there's Allison. Well, Allison, when she was a little girl, would find the writers, and she would slip up to them and says, "I know where my dad hides the stuff." And they were all excited, and they says, "Where?" "He hides it in his garage." Also, my best friend and my son, Jack. Jack, I can remember I used to carry him in the clubhouse, and some of his first words that he spoke at home was clubhouse words. It wasn't long before his mother corrected him. And sometimes I really took him on road trips when he was very young, and then his second words was, "I want room service." Jack got me in a lot of trouble. I want to take a special thanks to everyone that made this possible. I know I've left some out, but hey, it's a great day, and I love you all. Thank you.